Hey folks, E-King here, and in this video, we're going to talk about guilty judges. Should they be allowed to remain on the bench? So before we take a look at these guilty judges that are still on the bench, let me take a second and thank all of you that have been given a lot of good feedback on the cop videos that I did for a couple of weeks ago. For those of you that haven't seen the bad cop videos yet, I have a link in the description below, so scroll down there and check it out. And while you're at it, hit that like button, and you might as well just go ahead and subscribe too, so you can get all the content updates as they happen. Now, as far as updates go, a lot of you have asked me about the first cop that was in that cop video. You know, what became of her? Did she get fired? Did she get reprimanded? What the outcome is? And as of the date of this video, frankly, I don't know. But if anybody else knows, feel free to let me know. Let us all know. You know, give us a comment, get some dialogue going about it. Give us an update on it. Let us know what you found out. And as soon as I find something out, you'll be the first to know, so stay tuned. Okay, so moving on. Should guilty judges remain on the bench? So in this first clip, a Rochester, New York judge was found guilty of a DUI. And not only did she reoffend, but then she had her daughter blow on the breath machine that was hooked up to her car.
For Rochester City Court Judge Leticia Estacio, we're told she may have violated the terms of her conditional release on a DWI conviction. As part of her August sentencing, she was required to have an interlock ignition device on her vehicle for a year. Her lawyer, Ed Fiondoc, says last month his client blew above .05 and she asked her daughter to unlock the device and drive her car home. The judge appeared in court on Tuesday to answer to the new accusations. Fiondoc also says it's also not clear that Estacio's conditional release prohibited any alcohol consumption during that period. She is expected back in court on November 6th.
So what do you think? Should she still be able to remain on the bench and work, or should her career be done? Again, one should always conduct himself beyond reproach, even when no one else is looking, even when no one else is around. That's how one should be. Especially if one is serving the public and working in a public position and being a judge and judging others for what they do. One should conduct himself beyond reproach. Personally, I feel like, man, if that was me, they'd put me so far underneath the jail that they'd have to pump sunlight to me. So, I mean, is there some double standards going on here? Is there privilege for judges and law enforcement and those in the criminal justice system? Or what are your thoughts? Let's get some dialogue. Let's get some comments below. I want to know what everybody else is thinking out this. Or is it just me? Am I crazy? Or, give me some feedback on this. Okay, so on this next video now, here's another DUI that I'm going to show you. And this is a Florida judge that is still on the bench. And in fact, she's trying criminal cases still. Okay, now this one, in all honesty and fairness, this news clip that you're going to see is from a few years ago. But during that time, she was still working on the bench while going to court over a DUI. So should she stay on the bench or not? Let's roll the clip.
Driving drunk.
Judge Cynthia Imperado's name is still there, but it's not her courtroom anymore. The veteran judge has stepped down from the criminal bench while she deals with a criminal charge of her own.
Hi, I want to report a drunk driver.
A DUI from earlier this week. A citizen saw her driving dangerously.
He's got to be drunk.
And a cop pulled her over and reported she had slurred speech, bloodshot eyes, and a strong smell of alcohol coming from the car. She refused a breathalyzer test. That comes with it an automatic year-long driver's license suspension. It's her second DUI, the first coming in 1988 when the now 56-year-old judge was working as a police officer.
Tonight we're seeing this just released police dash cam video of the judge moments after she was pulled over. You see her walking right there, and Bob is here now to analyze more of the video.
court grants the motion for DUI.
During the day, Broward Judge Cynthia Imperato presided over criminal cases.
All right, we're doing a DUI investigation.
But on the night of November 5th, Imperato was the one facing criminal charges. As you can see on this dash cam video of Imperato's DUI arrest that was released today by the Boca Raton Police Department. Imperato is in the white car, a Mercedes, in the front.
Are you refusing to walk to the front of my vehicle? Why is that?
I'm not doing anything until I talk to my lawyer.
It shows the judge seemingly unsteady on her feet, but steadfast in keeping her mouth closed.
Can you walk up here, please?
I'm not doing anything.
I'm sorry?
I'm not doing anything.
She refused to do roadside sobriety tests or submit to a breathalyzer test.
Listening, basically. Is that what you're doing? You're refusing to walk to the front of my car?
Imperato finally exited the car at that point, and you can hear the cuffs. Then officers walk her to the patrol car before she's booked into jail.
The Local 10's John Turchin was in the courtroom today. John?
Well, that man is Randy Tundador Sr. You may be familiar with the name. He was convicted earlier this year of murdering a local college professor. A jury recommended the death penalty. Well, it is his opinion now and his attorneys that Judge Cynthia Imperato is incapable of presiding over his sentencing.
No one expected to see her. Not here, not this morning. Cynthia Imperato back on the criminal bench. Since her DUI arrest last month, the judge was handling only foreclosure cases, leaving all of her pending cases to another judge, Paul Backman. But not this one. She apparently wasn't letting any other judge decide the fate of Randy Tundador Sr.
And my client is now sworn to the fact that he doesn't believe that Your Honor can be fair and impartial in light of the circumstances.
Tundador was convicted of murdering his landlord, Nova Southeastern University professor Joseph Morrissey, and the attempted murder of his wife and son, his wife in the courtroom today. A jury unanimously recommended the death penalty. Today, Tundador filed a motion for a new trial, saying he wants Judge Imperato off the case, insisting that any judge who tries to step in and handle his sentencing would not be qualified to pass judgment without having sat through the entire trial.
She's being prosecuted by the same state of Florida that's prosecuting Randy Tundador. Randy fears that she might be trying to curry favor with the state by ruling against him in certain matters, or that, worse than that, she's trying to save face with the public at this.
Okay, so I want you to weigh in on this. Should she remain on the bench and be able to try cases, and specifically criminal cases? I don't think she should be on civil cases. I don't think anything where judgment is a factor, she should have anything to do with it, especially since she is currently going through a DUI herself. It's not the fact that she's being accused of a DUI, although technically she is, but that's semantics, man. I'm not trying to split hairs here. And we're not talking about whether that guy should be convicted or not. Yeah, he was found dead to rights, guilty. They want to throw the death sentence at him and everything else. For some reason, even though the media is trying to spin it a certain way, we can all see it for what it is, or at least we should be able to. And that's, I always want that to be your one main takeaway in all of my videos, which is don't believe what I say, don't believe what you see on TV, and take it for face value. Do your own due diligence, do your homework, do the facts, and then make the decision for yourself. So what I say all that to get to this point. She is judging a case where the death penalty is an issue. Should she remain on the bench or not? Just something to think about. Okay, so in this third and final clip here, this is one that's been popping up. Videos have been popping up all over the place, and as well as hitting the mainstream news as well. And I call this guy Judge Badass. He's a judge out of Michigan. All right. And again, not talking about the case for all of you all. I welcome your feedback and I want your feedback, but let's look at this objectively, because I know some of you guys are going to look at this video and then say, well, yeah, that guy was dead to rights. We're not talking about if the defendant is a jerk or not. It's kind of obvious what he is or isn't. We're talking about the judicial capacity of the individual sitting behind that bench. Should he remain on the bench Is what he did, what you're about to see in this video, is that a judicial stance for a judge to be taken, where he actually comes off the bench, takes his robe off, and helps tackle the defendant to the ground? I mean, they're wrestling to the ground while he's issuing him 93 days to a year in jail. Is that a judicial? Is that just judicial within itself? Let's take a look and let me know what your thoughts are on it.
How many?
22.
22. I don't want to post on that much. What's that? I don't want to post on that much. I guarantee if she saw all those messages back when I sent them too, she didn't just get them. I'll go back and look at the original activity. You're going to her car, you're putting cards on it, you're sitting down next to her car. That was all before the PPO. I know, but it's like this fatal attraction kind of stuff that I warned you about last time. I told you to just leave her alone. She was a classmate of yours. She apparently has no interest in seeing. I want her to tell me to leave her alone. You know what? I told you to leave her alone. And apparently that didn't get through loud and clear. So today, you're going to jail for 3 days. All right? And the next time you violate it, you're going to jail for... You know what? You got a bad attitude. You had a bad attitude last time you were in court. You were even referencing discussions about my own daughter. Okay? You and her are buddy. Y'all get along. Y'all are 45 days county jail. Okay? 93 days in the county jail. You want to go for a year? Try it right now. One more word out of you, it'll be a year of counting. Over Facebook. Over violations of my PPO and your conduct in the courtroom. 93 days in count. I never threatened. Stand up. Come. Stand up. Yeah. Buddy, motherfucker. Stand up. You're going to jail for a year in the county. 365 days county jail. Can't do that shit. Appeal it. I will. Good. Put your hands behind your back. Now. I'm going to leave you alone. I'm going to leave you alone. Tell me right now. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Tase his ass right now. Put it down. That's enough for you. All right? Well, get your tase right. I'll bust your fucking arm. Put my hand down like that. Yeah. I'll tase her right now. Put your hands behind your back. We'll make it 93. You can think about it. All right. Go on Facebook. You know her. Well, so I know her. So I don't know her personally. That's not in the community. Get to know you all too much. I'm good for it. That's all right. 93 days. Can't fucking tell me to leave you alone. Can't fucking tell me to leave you alone.
I've got a deputy coming out to
Can you
here.
jacket at least? Bullshit. You can't tell me to leave you alone straight up. Why can't you tell me that? All right. That's the max I can put him in on that. The next time if he violates it, the prosecutors can go after him for aggravated assault. All right?
Okay.
Okay, so I want you to weigh in on this. Should that judge have came off the bench in the first place and started pointing his fingers and ranting and raving at the defendant, and did that exacerbate the problem, and which then escalated and led to the guy resisting arrest, and then the judge had to go and get physical and help tackling to the ground? Also, was there adequate personnel in the courtroom, adequate meaning bailiff, security, and whatnot, to help in a situation like that? I think that's part of the problem. There should have been adequate personnel in there, okay? So that judge should never have to come off of the bench. And because the fact that he did come off of the bench is now the very question of, okay, is he able to do things in a judicial capacity the right way and have everybody, and do it impartially and fairly? Can he do that? Because it's clear he lost his temper. I want to know what you think about that, okay? Here's a little extra credit for you. I will give a prize away to the first person that can comment below and tell me exactly what the yellow fringe on the flags mean that was behind the judge while he was on the bench. If you can tell me what those yellow fringes mean, I think then you'll understand exactly why that judge was able to just come off the bench like he did, why he did that, and why nothing is being done about it. Let me know what your thoughts and comments are about that, okay? All right, that's going to wrap it up for this video. As always, folks, just know that myself and the entire Ben group is always watching over you. So just let me know if there is ever anything at all that I can do to help you in business or otherwise.